Welcome to Smashville. This is PK Subban.
I'm Dan Hamhuis.
This is Craig Smith.
This is Mike Fisher.
But you need to dig in right now, every guy.
Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting.
Enough is enough.
They need me to bleed, and I'll bleed for my team.
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
This is Ryan Johansson. Welcome to Smashville.
This is Philip Forsberg.
I'm Victor Arvidsson.
I'm Ryan Ellis.
I'm Matthias Ekholm.
I'm Beckerin, and you're listening to the Renegades of Puck with Crazy Charlie.
Crazy Charlie puts words in my mouth. You can't trust that guy.
If you can't get some fire, some passion, some energy, and figure out how in the hell to talk about this magnificent sport of hockey that has taken over the city of Nashville, then why are you on the radio? You don't deserve it, and you should do the honorable thing and turn your mic in. You're making a damn fool of yourself.
This is my declaration. I'm coming after every single one of you. The lazy, the tired, the boring voices out there. Your time is up. I'm Crazy Charlie Saunier.
I'm Pete Weber of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck with
Crazy Charlie.
Find a way, boys. No more half-stepping.
Now, here's your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the no half-step in hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you get educated about that show, you can click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, makes no difference to us. The easiest way we like to say is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance. It's independent, unaffiliated operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So here's how you can jump in the trenches with us. You can find us on Threads. Please follow us on Threads. We're trying to build up that account. You can also find us on Instagram, doing a good job right there. Facebook, not bad. X, we're looking to migrate away from there because, well, it's a cesspool. But some of you are still there, so we're lingering around. So that's how you can help us out on social media. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't take you but a second, but it sure goes a long way to helping out the operation known as the Renegades of Puck. You can also find our YouTube channel, and that would be of great assistance to us. Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications to get the latest content. We are posting all kinds of content this weekend, whether it's the Red River Spartans or the Renegades of Puck Hockey Club or the Nashville Predators. We are always up to something over there on the YouTube page, so please subscribe to the channel today. You can support the show financially at any time with a virtual tip. Right over there on the corner of the desk is our virtual tip jar. Scan that QR code or just go to Venmo and search out Renegades of Puck. Every dollar goes directly to the Renegades of Puck and helping us build our brand new set and studio. Costs suddenly rising, but we are going to continue working through it, building it out. It may just take us a little bit longer than we had anticipated because of some skyrocketing costs out there, unfortunately. Listen, this is also a good time to mention that we are making some big plans for some new shows and some new things. So please, if you can, support the show. It's time for No Half-Step in Hockey coverage. So let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 961. That is right. It is time for show number 961. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division. They have now skated in 50 games this season, have a record of 18, 25, and 7. 43 points has the Nashville Predators realistically out of it at this point in the season. 6-16-4 is the Predators' record on the road. They've scored 134 goals. They've given up 161, goal differential of minus 27. The Preds' next game takes place on the road in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. We'll get into that game and the Penguins coming up here momentarily. But first, let's update you on the Central Division standings, then take you through the Preds next week ahead because it's a little bit of a strange calendar setup for the next couple of weeks. The Winnipeg Jets are in first place in Central Division with 75 points. The Dallas Stars find themselves in second with 67. Minnesota right on their heels at 66. Then the chase pack begins with the Colorado Avalanche, the first team on the outside, looking in at 62 points, 4 points behind Minnesota. The Utah Hockey Club fading quickly at 51 points. St. Louis also at 50 points in 6th place. The Predators 43 points in 7th place. The Chicago Blackhawks in 8th place and out of it already at 37 points on the season. The Predators upcoming week ahead. This is the second game of back-to-back in Pittsburgh. Last night, Buffalo. Monday, home against Ottawa, and then off until Friday when they're in Chicago, and then the next night versus Buffalo again at home, and then off for the Four Nations tournament break until the 22nd of February when they will resume the schedule versus the Colorado Avalanche, and then follow that up with a game the next night at home versus the New Jersey Devils. For the Predators and the Penguins, they've met one time this season. This will be the second and final meeting of the regular season. It was back on December the 19th. The Preds fell at Bridgestone Arena 5-4 in overtime. UC Saros lost 15 out of 20 in that game. Evangelista, Marchessault, Stamkos, Shea score for the Predators. Jari picked up the victory for the Penguins 22 out of 26, and they pissed off Sidney Crosby in that game. Michael McCarron did it. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points for Crosby. Rust also had 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points to dominate the offense for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Listen, the Pens season has not been very good. 21-24-8 is their overall record. They have 50 points. That's still 7 better than the Predators, but they do find themselves in 8th and last place in the Metropolitan Division. 12-10-3 on home ice, 154 goals in the season, 193 goals against. That's a goal differential of minus 39. Now, in their most recent stretch of action, the last 5 completed games, we go back to the 20th of January. It was a 5-1 win in L.A. Then on the 23rd of January, a 5-1 loss at Anaheim. The 25th of January saw a 4-1 loss at Seattle, and then the 27th of January saw a 2-1 loss at San Jose before picking up a 3-2 overtime victory in Utah. Nedeljkovic picked up the victory in that one, 27 out of 29. So for the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins, the matchup in game looks like this. Goals for the Predators, 2.66 per game is 29th in the NHL, while the Penguins are at 2.89 per game. That's 18th in the NHL. Goals against the Predators are 3.22. That's 24th, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are giving up 3.57 goals against per game. That's 31st in the league, 1 spot from the bottom. The shots on goal category, Predators generating 30.3 on net per game. That's 5th best in the league, while the Pittsburgh Penguins are 28.4. That's 16th best in the league. The Pens are giving up 30.9 shots against. That's 29th. Preds giving up 29 shots against. That's 21st. When it comes to the special teams metrics, you'll find the Pens ahead on 1, the Preds ahead on 1. When it comes to the power play, the Penguins, 26% conversion rate is 6th best in the league. 39 conversions on 150 opportunities this season. The Predators power play, 21.1% is 16th in the NHL. 31 conversions on 147 opportunities. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Nashville Predators, 81.9%. They have fallen, but still 9th in the NHL. 27 power play goals against. The Pens penalty kill rate, 78.8%, is 17th best in the league. 31 power play goals against. Let's talk about individual statistics and team leaders and potential goaltending matchup. Philip Forsberg at 18-31 for 49 leads the Predators. Marchessault's got 15 goals, 23 assists for 38 points. The captain, Roman Jossi's got 9 goals and 26 assists for 35 points. Steven Stamkos sits at 17 goals and 16 assists for 33 points. And O'Reilly is at 14 and 15 for 29. Over on the Pittsburgh Penguins side of things, no shock to see Sidney Crosby at the top of the list here. 16 goals, 39 assists, 55 total points. Raquel, 23 goals, 20 assists, 43 points. Rust is at 19 and 20 for 39 points. Malkin's got 9 goals, 25 assists for 34 points. Carlson's got 5 goals and 28 assists for 33 points. Nedeljkovic's updated statistics after picking up that victory in Utah, 10-9-4 on the season, 3.15 goals against, averaging 8.96 save percentage. Give you a Noonan's updated statistics. UC Saros listed as day-to-day. Not sure if he's going to be able to get back in the lineup for this game in Pittsburgh. Murray would be the backup, called up from Milwaukee. Noonan's stats after last night's games, 6-3-0, 2.81 goals against, average 908 save percentage. That's going to do it for the preview section. That's got you all set for the Nashville Predators in Pittsburgh, wrapping up a quick back-to-back 2-game road trip to the upper Northeast. So the Nashville Predators will wrap this thing up and hopefully be able to pick up at least 2 of the 4 points available after falling in Buffalo. Whoops, did I just give you a spoiler alert? We've got to go back to Buffalo. That's a Reverse Sports full game recap. Less than 24 hours between games. We've got to turn it around quick. Let's get into it. Next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back January 31st, year 2025, where the Nashville Predators were in Buffalo to take on the Sabres for the first time this season. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combinations and defensemen the following way. Forsberg, Stamkos, and Marchessault, Evangelista, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Novak, Svechkov, and LaRue. Smith, McCarron, and Sissons, Yossi, and Barron, Shea, and Blankenberg, Willsby, and Jen make up your defensemen. Anna Noonan gets to start at as UC Saros day-to-day under the weather. 2:25 into the first period in Buffalo, and it's McLeod coming up with his 11th goal of the season's first action of the game. He pokes a loose puck in after the initial save by Noonan, giving the Buffalo Sabres a 1-0 lead. Not a great start for the Nashville Preds. 4:26 mark of the first period. It's Luukkonen coming up with a save on Sissons. Then 5:13 of the first. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Evangelista at the 5:53 mark of the first period. Barron's off the box. 2 minutes for holding, and Noonan would have to come up with one big save on Cousins. But after the power play, back to 5-on-5 hockey at 8:41. It's Kulich scoring his 10th goal of the season, putting Buffalo up 2-0. It was a wrist shot off of the rush. A bad line change allowed him to get the time and space on the far side. He walks in. He picks his spot. He scores. 10:40 of the first period. Now Luukkonen comes up with a save on Forsberg, but at 10:56, Luke Evangelista back in the lineup, gets the Predators on the board with his 5th goal of the season. Was a tip in at close range. This makes the score now Buffalo 2, Nashville 1. 12:52 of the first period, and Noonan comes up with a save on Malliston at 14:08 of the first period. Noonan comes up with a save on Tuck at the 14:55 mark. On the first period, Zucker off to the box. 2 minutes for roughing, putting the Predators on the power play for the first time in the game. And Luukkonen comes up with a save on O'Reilly, then another save on Forsberg after we return to 5-on-5 hockey at the 17:06 mark of the first period. Brady Shea with a very unusual goal. His 5th of the season ties the game up at 2 apiece. It ends up being a lob shot from way out high. It hit the traffic high in the zone, pops up into the air, and then lands in the back of the net. Luukkonen had no idea where it was. Neither seemingly did anybody else. Predators tie the game up at 2 apiece. That would wrap it up for the first period. Predators outshoot the Sabres 10-9. 1:16 into the second period. It's a Noonan coming up with a save on Peterka at 2:51 of the second period. It's Tommy Novak with his 9th goal of the season. A low slot tip and some discussion, some debate, but ultimately revealed that Tommy Novak did get a slight touch on this puck, giving the Predators their first lead of the game at 3-2 at the 4:04 mark of the second period. Leading coming up with the save on Nyquist. Tic-tac-toe would not go for Gus Nyquist right here. 6:17 in the second period. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Sissons, the 8:09 mark of the second. And Noonan comes up with a save on Byron. 9:49 in the second period. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Sissons, the 12:26 mark. The Zucker again, his 17th goal now. Redirect after beating Barron to the low slot, treating Barron like a turnstile right here to tie the game up at 3 apiece. 15:16 now. The second period is Dahlin off the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Steven Stamkos. That would be it for the Predators' power play. 19:32 mark of the second period. Noonan comes up with a save on Dahlin, and that would do it for the second period. We've got a 3-3 hockey game with 20 minutes to go. The Predators out shooting Buffalo 23-16. So the Predators able to generate 13 shots on goal in the second period. We go to the third period. We find Kulich off the box at 15 seconds in. 4 minutes for high sticking. Luukkonen comes up with a save on LaRue, but then Shea picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for interference. This creates a 4-on-4 for 40 seconds. Then a Buffalo power play for a minute and 20 seconds. Noonan comes up with a save on Zucker, and that would be it. So the Predators fail to capitalize on a long power play situation right there. 6:48 now of the third period. Noonan comes up with a save on Zucker. 7:07 of the third period. Noonan comes up with a save on Cousins. 7:47. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Philip Forsberg. At the 8:45 mark of the third period, Noonan comes up with a save on Krebs. 9:48, Luukkonen, a save on LaRue's backhand. We have half a period to go. We've got a tied hockey game here. 11:58 of the third period now. Noonan comes up with a save on Peterka at 14:54. Noonan, another save, this time on Samuelson. But at 17:56 of the third period, it's Kulich with his 11th goal, his 3rd of the game. It was the D over-committing on the rush, leaving Kulich wide open in the slot for, frankly, an easy finish. The Buffalo Sabres go ahead 4-3 in this game, the 18:26 mark of the third period. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Yossi. 19:55 of the third. Luukkonen comes up with a save on Yossi one more time as the Predators hack, whack, and jam away right up until the buzzer. But the Sabres secure the 4-3 victory on home ice. Lugan stands tall in the third period. Predators finish with 31 shots on goal. Buffalo finishes with 27, but the Sabres come away with 2 points. And the Predators, whatever hopes that they had of making the playoffs after falling to an 8th place, a 7th place, and now 8th place team, let's face it, the Nashville Predators' margin for error is becoming so slim that I don't think that there's going to be any chance at this point in time. The light's getting rather dim on this Nashville Predators team, and this was unfortunate. Again, a game that they could have won, a game that they were tied in the third period. It came down to the final couple of minutes, and the Predators defensively just couldn't keep themselves in the right position to keep the game tied, to at least get to overtime and try to find that extra point. The Predators, this is just another game that's indicative of their whole season. Just like the Vancouver game the other night, they just can't put it together when they need to put it together against a team that's below them in the standings. And as of now, there's only 2 teams below the Predators in the standings. So there are no more teams that the Nashville Predators should be able to walk over this season when they can't beat Anaheim, they can't beat Vancouver, they can't beat Buffalo. They'll try again in Pittsburgh. We're talking about it next. Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Yes, absolutely under the weather by the end of that game recap, just completely falling apart. Took a break for a few minutes, now back for the analysis portion of things. Got things cleared up just enough to cough right into the microphone. Noonan in this game gets the start for UC Saros day-to-day with an illness 23 out of 20, but aren't we all? 23 out of 27, 4 goals against the support was lacking. Barron got turned into a turnstile, and the Nashville Predators had a bad line change. They did not do a lot to support the netminder. I thought Noonan played actually okay in this game, good enough to win. The game was tied with just over 2 minutes to go in the game, but then the Predators just lose containment in their own defensive end, and the D overcommits to one side, leaving someone wide open. So 3 times in this game, somebody was just left wide open at close range to go ahead and finish. Evangelista back in the lineup. Great to see that. Scores a goal in his return. 3 shots on goal. And again, great to have him back. I think he's one of the most promising young players on this Nashville Predators team. Even if the season is a loss, Luke Evangelista getting the experience is extremely important. The same thing with LaRue and others in the lineup right now. Tommy Novak can be added to that list as well. Tommy Novak picks up another goal. Going hard in areas, getting rewarded as of late. He's been really putting up some significant amount of offense. So this is great news. Evangelista, Novak, LaRue playing together as a unit and also playing quite well out there so far. O'Reilly picks up an assist in this game, 4 shots on goal, 21-41 total time on ice. He continues to grind, continues to do the hard work. I hope that he remains a Nashville Predator, but I would imagine that any team that's a contender is calling Barry Trotz and offering basically whatever it is that they need to offer to try to get Ryan O'Reilly onto their team for a Stanley Cup run this spring. O'Reilly probably will not be going to the playoffs with the Nashville Predators. I hope he stays in Nashville. I'd like to see him continue to be the father figure and the influence, the veteran that matters in the room when it comes to teaching the young guys how to prepare for games, how to play games, and how to handle situations that maybe aren't going their way. I think O'Reilly is one of the most important players and important pillars on this Predators franchise at this time. Shea picks up a goal and assist in this game. For a second there, they thought he had 2 goals in this game, but that ended up being a deflection close range. The goal that he did score, what a weird one right there. A lob shot hits some traffic way high out in the zone, lobs all the way over the goaltender's shoulder and into the net. But by the time Luukkonen figured out where the puck was, it was already well into the back of the net. 21-53 in total time on ice. And again, I thought Shea did what he could out there to try to help the Nashville Predators in this one. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things with such a quick turnaround and not feeling so well. I want to go ahead and get out of the trenches as quickly as possible today to allow you time to digest the show before moving into Pittsburgh tonight. East Coast start times, not very favorable here. Stripe Digital Solutions is a good partner of ours. Let's hear from them. Let's come back. Let's get through the box score, and let's close this episode out. It's the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Looking at the good cold hard numbers, known as the box score, it is a goal for Luke Evangelista, a goal for Tommy Novak. That's going to be, and Brady Shea also picks up a goal in this game. Your assists go to Michael McCarron, Ryan O'Reilly, Colton Sissons, Svechkov, Justin Barron, and Brady Shea, all picking up assists in this game. Shots on goal leaders, 5 leads away. That's by Philip Forsberg. You'd also find 4 from Ryan O'Reilly, and then 3 from Evangelista, 3 from LaRue, 3 from Nyquist, and 3 from Colton Sissons as well. Block shots, again, the Predators really falling behind in this category. Only 8 block shots for the entirety of the game. Michael McCarron with 2 of them after the previous game. The high was 1 for the Nashville Predators. When it comes to the physical component of things, 4 hits led the way. That was Steven Stamkos and also Zach LaRue. And then you had Philip Forsberg with 3, and the Predators would have 25 total hits in this game. When it comes to your time on ice, leaders 21-41 for Ryan O'Reilly. No other forward over 20 minutes, 18-36. Your next highs by Steven Stamkos, then 18-20 for Philip Forsberg. Your power play, unfortunately for the Predators, not good in this one. 0 for 4, and they had a lot of time out there. 454 for Philip Forsberg, 441 for Marchessault, 406 for Ryan O'Reilly, 430 for Stamkos, 423 for O'Reilly for Yossi, and the Predators could not get the job done. Your penalty kill in this game, 2 for 2, perfect. 142 for Michael McCarron, 140 on the ice for Cole Smith, 214 for Nick Blankenberg. When it comes to your goaltenders game, Noonan gets the start. Saros out day to day with an illness, 23 of 27, 4 goals against. He made in-game save percentage 8.52, 20 even strength saves, 2 power play saves, 1 shorthand saves. And again, I didn't think he got the support that he needed in front of him. I thought that he played good enough to help the Predators at least get it to overtime. But again, Preds D overcommitting, getting turned into turnstiles, and bad line changes leaves your goalie hanging out to dry just a little too much. Other numbers falling out of the box score on the power play. 0 for 4 in this one, including that 4-minute double minor for high sticking, where the Predators ended up taking a penalty and nullifying their own advantage. The penalty kill was 2 for 2. Face-off winning for 64.2 is nice. 25 hits, not bad. 8 block shots, very low. 8 takeaways, not nearly aggressive enough on the puck, and 16 giveaways, not nearly as protective of the puck as they should have been. Listen, that's going to do it for the box score, and we're going to wrap this thing up right here. It's a quick back-to-back, quick turnaround on the road, and the Nashville Predators in Pittsburgh tonight. The lights fading fast for this Predators team. They had an advantageous schedule in front of them, and all the feel-goods from that 5-game winning streak, the longest of the season, are now fading fairly quickly. After all the big talk and then losing in Anaheim, then losing to Vancouver on home ice, and now losing to the Buffalo Sabres, these are teams that were comparable in the standings that the Predators should have been able to find a way to beat. They were unable to do so, and if they'd fall in Pittsburgh tonight, it would be to another last-place team. I fear that the Nashville Predators are trending in an out-of-the-playoff direction very quickly, which might make them sellers coming up here, possibly even before the Four Nations tournament, as we're already seeing a flurry of activity across the NHL landscape. Kevin Weeks has been mighty busy for the last couple of days, reporting on a lot of rumors. The Rangers, the Vancouver Canucks, all of these teams making significant deals already. Planning for the future can never start soon enough. This Nashville Predators team looks like they're crashing out for this season with all of these recent losses. That's going to do it for episode number 961. I got to go take some more cold medicine, get another cough drop, and get this episode posted so you guys can consume it and digest it before the puck drops today in Pittsburgh. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging in there. I got to go blow my nose. Stick taps, love, and respect. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier.